When checking for gas leaks, an invaluable apparatus is the combustible gas indicator, mostly referred to as a CGI. Many fire departments and an increasing number of other responders utilize this equipment. It's used to capture samples of the air and display concentrations of natural gas.
If you use your own CGI, precise calibration and training are absolutely essential in dealing with these emergencies. Otherwise, your readings may put you in danger.
The first step is taking a clean air sample to have a reference point for the CGI. This is called zeroing out and is done before samples are taken in the area of the suspected gas leak. Sampling needs to be done throughout the house and in full PPE, personal protective equipment. This includes your bunker coat, bunker pants, boots, helmet, and self-contained breathing apparatus, gloves, and so on. You need to protect yourself against any possibility of an accidental ignition. When the utility company personnel arrive, additional sampling may also take place, including outside. They have additional tools to take underground samples where gas may be pooling or seeping. However, if the smell of natural gas is strong throughout the outside area, checking for levels inside neighborhood houses would be a sound precaution.
Hi, it's the gas company. We had a gas leak down the road. We have to check for gas down in your basement?
Sure. It's vitally important to know that this equipment is sophisticated and sensitive. In order to be confident that what you're reading is accurate, periodic calibration testing ensures reliability. And with many companies producing CGI equipment, each sets its own maintenance guidelines, and different brands may require different procedures for taking gas samples.
When is the emergency situation resolved? Open flame sources, such as a gas pilot light, are an extreme hazard. But rather than trying to individually extinguish each appliance, if the fuel source to a gas stove or water heater has a shutoff valve, which is easily accessible, then a quarter turn will resolve the problem without shutting off gas to the entire house. But any time you have any doubt about the source of a leak, it just makes sense to cut off the supply feeding the appliance, or if need be, the entire unit. Using a wrench at the gas meter, a quarter turn of the valve shuts off the flow of gas. An important point: gas meters may very well be located inside the house. You don't want to be flipping light switches, which could cause an explosion. You should use a flashlight, but it's a flashlight that has already been turned on in a safe area. Better still are flashlights which are rated safe to use under these conditions and are stamped Division 1. These flashlights have a gasket which seals out the gas which can seep into other flashlights. Turning the gas off at the meter is the best way to minimize the danger of explosion when you're sure gas is the source of the problem. Once the supply of gas has been terminated, and only after checks have been made to ensure that any remaining gas is not in the explosive range, can windows be opened to ventilate the building. Keep in mind that the gas mixture may be too rich to burn in places and will be moving through the explosive range as rooms vent.
Only after everyone is out of the building can ventilation fans be engaged, either a smoke ejector or a positive pressure ventilation fan. Using this apparatus under these circumstances assumes proper knowledge and training for the equipment. And it's vitally important to remember that any equipment, whether electric or gas, be powered outside to be safe. For multi-unit facilities, such as apartments or office complexes, if a specific appliance can't be isolated as the source of the leak, locate the bank of gas meters servicing the entire facility. Shutting down the entire building can create a nightmare for the utility company. Restoring each individual service is a long process, and some tenants might be away. By examining the face of the meters, if you see one dial spinning at a quick rate,
that indicates free-flowing gas, and you can secure that single meter by turning off the supply of gas to it.
As emphasized earlier, the utility company should be notified as soon as possible. And once you shut anything down, do not turn it back on. But keep in mind, if there's any doubt about the leak source or no clear indication of a spinning dial on the meter bank, shut off service to the complex and evacuate the tenants. When in doubt, shut it off.
In determining whether natural gas is the source of the problem, unless you have the equipment and training to be sure of your actions, focus your efforts on evacuation until fire or utility personnel can resolve the emergency. Let's review some of the key points in dealing with gas leak emergencies. When natural gas is leaking, which term describes the lateral movement of the gas underground? This dangerous movement of gas is called migration. In this type of emergency, where is it best to park your vehicle? A house away from the suspected leak site, and if you can determine, upwind, so leaking gas will be carried away from a possible ignition source.
Even so, because of possible migration, don't park over manhole covers or storm drains where it might have accumulated.
Once on the scene, to notify the tenant of your presence, is it best to call them on your phone, knock on the front door, or ring the doorbell? Before approaching the site where the call originated, make sure you don't have any ignition sources turned on. Any small electric discharges from electronic equipment can trigger an explosion. Arriving at the residence, knock on the front door. As first responder, is your top priority to shut off the gas supply as quickly as possible? Open windows and doors to let the gas dissipate. Evacuate residents from the building and other adjoining properties. Saving lives is the highest and safest priority in these situations. A combustible gas indicator, or CGI, measures which of these? The concentration of natural gas in the air, how toxic the gas mixture is, the concentration of carbon monoxide in the air.
A CGI measures the concentration of natural gas, vital in determining if there's a hazard involving natural gas.